who you're looking forward to racing, Locke?
Well, it'll be interesting to see some of these guys that we haven't seen on the track for quite a while. So Sam McEntee especially. As they get underway here, they want to get an early start. So Luke Mathews keeps his inside, doesn't want to get boxed in there. So he's going to take the early lead, just ahead of the old Zavs athlete there in Matthew Clark.
Yeah, Clarkey has run a couple of good races, strong races over 1,500 metres at Miles Club this season. And he looks sideways. It looks like it will be a bit of a tactical race. They bunch up a bit in the back of the field.
It does look like Luke is going to let Clark come out there in front.
Sam McEntee, I know, has been doing a bit of training with Mathews, so he's comfortable just sitting on his heels for now.
This is where we need the pacemaker, though, isn't it? Because we really got to get on schedule on the first lap. If they drop it by 3 or 4 seconds, it's really hard to pull that back.
Are there any incentives at all for fast times tonight, Tim?
Certainly are. There's 500 for the race or the championship record, and there's also the incentive scheme, which I think kicks in at about 4:02.
Okay, so they might have to get a move on if they want to hit those times as we go 63 through one lap, which leaves us at a 4:12. So the boys will wind it up as Matthew Clark's still sitting comfortably in the lead and Luke Mathews even more comfortable just behind him on his shoulder.
So 63 is a 4:12 mile, so they'll want to pick it up from here if they want to break well under that 4-minute mile pace.
I reckon at 55 years of age, I'd still be on the back of the pack right now.
So it's Matthew Clark still taking the lead there. Luke just sitting right there on his shoulder. Dave McNeill out there on the outside of lane 1.
Two Western Ath boys in Jack Rayner and Liam Cashin right there as well, also looking pretty comfortable. So all the big players right up the front of the pack as you would expect.
This is suiting some of those other guys like Rayner. Certainly Cashin's getting a good ride there. And Buchanan, this is good for him too, to just sit that back and hopefully get a bit of a ride and then kick down. So you can just see Clarkey looking back, and I think there's a little bit of spiking going on. No one really wants it. This is quite disappointing. That's it, McEntee's gone.
There you go, and he might have had a plan there. 2 laps easy and then see what happens if no one wants it. I'll take it, he says. With Luke Mathews comfortable just trailing McEntee at the moment. McNeill not letting him get away too easily either.
Yeah, simply too much rubbish going on there. Now you see Rayner starting to make his move, getting some clear space. Buchanan's been stuck back a bit. Then you've got Potter and that clutch of St Stephen's boys. You've got Cashin to the outside there and Thorpe to the inside.
Be interesting to see how many of these boys in the sort of 4th, 5th, 6th position can hang on. It's going to be a quick pace for the last 2 laps. 4:16 they'll on for the first 2. So you'd imagine McEntee and Mathews and McNeill up here are going to drop some pretty quick last laps.
That's it. And the distance man in Dave McNeill as well, right up on their shoulders. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of kick he's got.
Dave McNeill as well with a 5K at Steigen and a 10K at Zatopek. Will be interesting to see this faster race here. But Luke Mathews with 1 lap to go, and it's going to be a sprint finish here. So Luke Mathews got a little bit of lead on McEntee, just ahead of McNeill, and Jack Rayner's coming up there on McNeill's shoulder. So Rayner's going to go into 3rd position, but Luke looks to be kicking away from the rest of the competitors. McEntee.
That's it. They have put the wheels on. Luke Mathews at least holding, if not extending his lead. 200 metres to go. McEntee just nudging ahead of Rayner there, but Rayner, very, very strong kick up the back. Dave McNeill trailing into Matt Clark, but Luke Mathews still 20 to 30 metre lead ahead of McEntee.
Yeah, it looks like Luke's going to get his 2nd Victorian Mile Championship here. He's going to be off the time for the championship record, but let's see if we can get him under 4 minutes. I don't think it's going to happen.
And the battle's going to come here for a 2nd and 3rd position. So it looks like McEntee, though, is going to kick away. Jack maybe just left his run a little bit too late. Mathews goes through the line in just on 4 minutes, I think. McEntee in 2nd, Rayner in 3rd, McNeill in 4th, Clark in 5th.
Potter's come through. Then it's Liam Cashin come through. So, look, a little bit disappointing on the time there, but it's a good race.
Yeah. Was it? So, into a hands-on demo.
Yeah, it's always great seeing some of the top Australian athletes racing here at some of the best races in Victoria. So, regardless of the time, it's always exciting seeing tactical races amongst these top athletes in Mathews, McEntee, Rayner, McNeill.